don't know how to start. Hi, hello, how are you? How are you doing today? I'm Eric Larson, and this is the Clear Iron Studio. We specialize in, we kind of specialize in not specializing. We do a lot of different stuff. We do a lot of metal prototyping, 3D modeling, SolidWorks CAD design. We specialize in bringing nothing to something. We take something out of the digital world and into the physical world, and we like to go back and forth as much and as often as possible. So today, I'm happy to have you here because we're gonna take you along on a little prototyping journey. We've got a camera rig part here that we're going to make and show you kind of our process and what we were thinking about as we were doing it. And it's for the man behind the camera. So it's a nice little situation where we're swapping some video magic for metal magic. Okay, so here we have the O'Connor 515 fluid head as it was received, used on eBay, I assume. Nice find. So this plate that's moving back and forth, there's a little set screw in here, and this is for balancing your rig. So depending on what lenses and what kind of Guga you have attached to your rig, you balance it on your head, and then you loosen this guy, and then you can take a nice smooth shot, and that's cool. And this was the tap and go plate that I don't know too much about, but it's not what is used anymore. So let's take this little set screw out. Let's leave that there. And then all we're really doing is loosening that. Now this can slide out, and we're gonna replace this plate. But the problem with, this already has our adapter on it, but the problem with these Arca plates, as far as this is concerned, is there isn't a place to mount them, and they don't make them, from what I understand, with a dovetail. So we're gonna be making the dovetail plate, and we're going to put a couple screws down in the bottom of it, and we had some prototypes with different versions, and once we get this guy on here, this will go on like nya. And then we will line up our little screw. So it's not perfect, but I think that's the screw. Yeah. I used a little flashlight before, but there we go. So we got that back on there. Now this is loose. Now we've got another stop back on there, so that's cool. We can lock that down, probably somewhere in the middle. And now we've got our Arca plate. And now we've got our fancy rig. And does this either slides on? Pardon me, I'm not a film guy. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm just doing the best I can. Yeah, so that just goes on there, and then we can tighten this in place. And now you've got a nice solid thing that, where is this guy? There's that. And then we can loosen this. And then I think the deal is you kind of get that balanced, and then you can lock that in place. And now you've got a nice rig here. So come with me and we're gonna take a look at this, and I'll show you what we're making, how it went together, and kind of how we decided to do what we did. To recap this a little bit, this was a pretty simple prototyping part. There's not a lot to it. My machinist friends will scoff and say how simple it is, and it's fine. It was a nice exercise, a nice little one-day project. But there's always, whenever you take something out of the computer and you make it real, there's always these moments where, like, there's these little magic eureka moments where something fits and you're like, yes! Ah! Or it doesn't fit, or you completely forgot something and it was stupid. Like on an earlier version of this, we had this slot going all the way through, and it meant that the slider it slides past the locking point on the mechanism, and it was like, duh, and then the screw didn't fit. All these things. So, what are the takeaways? Like, get something out of the computer as quickly as possible. We probably could have 3D printed this and learned something from it. We certainly could have made it full scale, and it's really, it was the moment that we actually get this thing to fit and slide onto there. Some of that you aren't going to get from a 3D print. You're not going to get the fit of the dovetail and the wiggle of the screw and the tolerance and your texture and all that stuff. That doesn't come with certain prototypes, but you can still take small steps in the right direction. So, yeah, it was a fun little part. What else do we want to tell you about it? We took a little liberties. It's fun to do a part like this where you can play with your logos and textures and finishes, and there's not a lot of pressure. If this was just a client part and really all we needed to do was mount the camera to the tripod and that was it, then we would have messed around with it a lot less and we wouldn't have made it so pretty. But it's kind of fun to put that extra little something into the parts that you make, because it's the nice little surprises that make something like pop, and it makes it exciting for the people making it too, and it makes it like look better too. So thanks for checking out our first video. We hope to be doing a lot more prototyping videos like this in the future, where we can, showing you client work, otherwise showing you some of these collaboration and house projects, and maybe you learn something, or maybe you just think I'm doing everything wrong. And if that's the case, that's cool. Let me know, and I'm always trying to get better. So appreciate it. Thanks for coming. Have a great day. Be good to each other. Whatever. Do something. Goodbye. The end. Then. And don't you have to do something like where you go, wow!